The water's still dripping. It's hot water. Drip, drip, drip. I'll have to drain that pipe. After I do some jack post repairs here, went to the steel place and got some steel. $286 worth of it. Jeez, it's expensive. $10 a piece. I won't get into the details, but what I will detail is I mixed up a bit of mortar, water, mortar, blah, blah, blah. I laid some down as a little bed. I'm going to slop the cement block capstone on top of it so that the floor underneath it is plop, perfectly flat, so the block doesn't break. I'll shove the mortar underneath a bit better. I've done the same thing over here. And plop. Over she goes. And then on top of that, I'm going to put a piece of 2x8 treated wood. And on top of that, a plate of steel. So the steel plate doesn't break the block because they're notoriously fragile. Now I'll put in my jack post. This is a temporary jack post. I've got some of the original ones. They're lighter gauge. The threads were rusty, so I heated them up, loosened up the threads, wire brushed them nice and clean and shiny, greased them up. No fluid film. And fluid film's for rust proofing. And then I'm going to put it underneath this gap here where we got two 2x4s that hold up the floor joists. There, and I'm going to put one over there where the 2x8s hold up the whole building. Dum-diddy-dum-dum. And I'm going to put some cement over here somewhere, and then over there, and blah, 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 blah. So, I'm going to make sure this is nice and packed in tight. The cement, turn the light on. And then I'm going to go on eBay and buy a 74 Monte Carlo that I saw my friend in Italy, near Monza in the north on the Swiss border, sent me some pictures of Monte Carlos for sale in Italy. I said, I want a 74. Back when I was more of a kid, when I was probably 25, back in the mid-80s, the local dealer had one, a 74, last year for full dual exhaust, no catalytic converters, points ignition, 454 buckets, console, swivel buckets. And it was 40,000 miles after 10 or so years. Only had 40,000 miles. And I went back the next day to buy it, and the salesman said, sorry, one of the other salesmen bought it. Too bad, so sad. Anyways, it was a nice Monte Carlo on the front line of the used car lot. Oh well. Swivel buckets. One on eBay right now in Tennessee was made in Canada and sold in Canada. It's got tack and gauges and air and power windows and crimson oxblood red interior and with a white vinyl top. Silver with a white vinyl top and a red interior. I gotta get some cement work done. So turn the light off and we'll fix this baby up. There. What's interesting is if I set the phone down even for 5 minutes, it just stays on pause and doesn't turn off. I can't take any pictures or do anything else once the YouTube is on pause. I do get WhatsApp messages. Could be from my friend in Italy, Primero. My Italian is 0. There. All nice and bedded in and tuck pointed. And I don't have enough for another one. So I have to wait for this to cure at least overnight, 24 hours, because it's damp down here. Then I can lay my steel plates on top, screw a steel plate up to here, and put the jack post in and crank that baby up. One of these days I'm going to desolder that joint before it goes kablooey. I'm going to take these windows to the window place, have them reglazed, and clean them and get some light down here. I'm going to put a light switch in because there's actually a door to the outside here, if you can call it that, right here. I'm going to put a 3-way switch on so we can turn the light on from outside if we don't want to disturb the tenant, which for the time being is me. And no, I'm not working for the X. Just doing my landlord a favor, doing a few small repairs here and there. Maybe I'll cut up these hot water tanks and send them off to the scrap guy. There's 1 scrap one, 2 scrap ones, 3, 4 scrap water tanks. Price of scrap is, what, $40 a ton? That means $4 for 200 pounds. Means 40 cents for 20 pounds. I don't know if it's worth it. Wait for China to have another economic boom, another 10 years or so. Alrighty, That's the excitement for the day, huh? Now you know why I'm not posting very many videos. Shopping at Home Goods and looking for my winter clothes at the warehouse. Just is hardly anything to make videos of. Maybe I'll make a video of me putting some fluid film on that Suburban from Phoenix. Ooh. Scrap pipe. Thanks for watching.